Alice.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are at the top 10 games of all time.
Top 10 games of all time.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it is. These are some cool bean games.
Yeah.
These are some really great games. And these might be a list where we might have some more crossovers that we had during the last end of the list.
Yeah, but I also think we'll have some surprises. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe from you, maybe from me.
I think
Nobody
so, yeah.
knows. We don't know each other's list.
Which is the most fun. But before we dive into the games, if you are new here or if you haven't yet clicked the subscribe button, please do it. It's free, it's fun, and it makes us happy, like this. Makes us smile. We don't do that in Norway, but if you subscribe, we will smile just for you.
Yeah.
And you can also click the notification button to get, it's a bell, I think, still, to get notification. Turn that on. You will get a notification every time that we put a new video. The word of the day is notification, suddenly, because I'm saying it like 16,000 times.
Yes, stupid Norwegians.
So these are going to be some amazing games. Also, if you enjoy what we do and you want to support us more, you can check out our Patreon, which we have down there. Don't want to talk about it a lot, just going to mention it here at the top, so you might hear it.
So?
Games.
Let's get to it.
So I wanted to do just for fun.
Yeah.
Because we don't know each other's list, so let's do like there might be of course, crossovers here from the rest of the 40 games, but let's do a guess of how many games we will have on this list as a crossover.
Yeah, crossover top 10?
Yes,
yeah.
So in this specific list that we are going to do now, I have a guess, and you can guess first.
Oh, I haven't thought about this.
No,
so,
this is the fun of not live, but recorded live things.
5. I think we have 6.
I'm gonna get 6 as well, so it's gonna be really boring.
Oh.
But that's the number I thought. So if you see now that this video is super short, you will know why. But this might be like the top 10 always. Like even when you do a normal top 10, the top end of the list is almost like usually more similar. So this might be the case here as well, because we do like many of the same games.
Yeah, we have.
It would be interesting to see how many games are on my list that aren't on your list, and how many games on vice versa. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think there's a game yet that I've been like whoa, what is this doing on your top 50?
Just wait, no. This is gonna be a surprise. No, it probably won't be.
Yeah.
But we might have some surprises.
Surprises.
We will see. But should we just jump into it?
Yeah, let's do
I think I started in the last video, so maybe you can start this time.
I can start this time.
Number 10.
So my number 10 is it has jumped down some spaces. It was my number 6 last time.
Okay.
It's very recently played by us. It's Grand Austria Hotel.
Grand Austria Hotel, yeah.
Yes. It's a dice drafting game. We really talked a lot about it because you already had it on your... I think it was in the last video.
I think so too. It was my number 19.
Yeah, so we like this game a lot. Best of 2 players.
Yes.
Go check out our playthrough. If you haven't seen this game around, you've kind of been under a rock, because this gets talked about all the time. And
if you like Euros, basically. If you don't like this kind of games, like... You still like you, but you might not have heard of it.
But it's getting a lot of praise, and I think it's well deserved. It's a great game.
If you actually live under a rock, that's okay too.
Yeah, we don't judge anyone.
Enjoy your content, it's fine. I don't know why you
In these days, it's really good to live under a rock.
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I don't think it's ever good to live under a rock. That would be
now.
That would be bad. So you're number 10. Grand Austria
Hotel.
Fantastic dice strafe drafting game. You can go back to other videos to see more about it. So my number 10 was my number 15 last time. It is a small game called Concordia.
Yeah.
I still like this quite a bit, since it is my number 10.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like some of it is nostalgia, because it was one of the first of... It's one of those that have been with me for the longest. But it's still one that I will always want to play. So Concordia, just quickly, is a card-driven game. It's a super duper clever game where you do micro turns. Basically, the whole rulebook. I remember when I got the game. The whole rulebook is like 2 pages, and almost all the rules are on the cards. So basically, you could almost start this game without explaining anything, and then you could do explaining of the scoring, just into the game. If somebody, I would like to explain the rules first, of course. But basically, if people read through their cards and you explain the scoring, you have almost all aspects of the game. So you play a card, do what it says, your turn is over. And then you have one card that if you play it, you can get all the other cards back, and you basically can plan ahead. I really like this game because I can plan so far ahead. I can plan maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 turns ahead in this game. So I can just be, I know I will do this, and of course somebody else would do something. I'll be like, okay, I will have to switch this around now. But usually I can plan my turns really far ahead in this game, and it's one of the things that makes it such a great game for me.
Yeah, this is always, I remember this game as one that you always wanted to play, and I wasn't like not that into it, mostly because it has that planning aspect, as you say, and I'm not that good at that. I feel like you're really good at it, but it's a super solid game.
It hasn't been on your list.
No, it hasn't.
No, okay.
So it's not gonna be.
No, but you like it still.
Yeah,
it would be in like in a top 100.
Yeah,
I think.
Absolutely. It's super solid. It's just like maybe it has like that nostalgic feeling for you, but super solid game.
So it might drop, but it is still there. So that's my number 10, Concordia.
Yeah, it was in which place last time?
15. The viewers will already know.
Yeah.
So, 0 crossovers so far. Your number 9 is?
My number 9 has dropped. Also, this was my number 1 the last time.
I was pretty sure when I heard like your tone of voice.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure it's going to be that. Like you're like, it has dropped.
But still in the top 10, I feel like that is pretty solid still. It's Time Stories. And I look back at our like legacy of playing Time Stories. I didn't even play like the first one with you.
Nope.
Or I haven't played Marcy Case.
No, so there's actually 2 cases you haven't played. You did play the first one, but the second one I didn't play, I
haven't played Marcy Case, but I love Time Stories. And we had so many great like memories thinking back to it and all the adventures. So if you want a great story-driven co-op game, like exploring and sharing the story with your teammates, this is an excellent game. You can play just like case by case, but we played from like the first to the last, and the overarching plot is also good enough that I will recommend playing all of it in the correct order. And we have played the first scenario of the new Time Stories.
Yeah, which is basically a new game.
Absolutely love that as well. I'm looking forward to more of that.
Yeah.
But the original Time Stories is what I've put here, and it's had dropped a little. And can I say why? Because you know why.
Yeah, I know why. And just like a lot of people said on the internet, like, if you don't want any spoilers for Time Stories, mute us for like 30 seconds, but it's basically the ending, right?
I will do this when we...
I already spoiled it.
Yeah, so, you did it. Yay. No, don't listen now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Basically the ending. And you can say this about a lot of great movies and series and books as well. So that can mean a lot.
Yeah, so... this is a game that is better as an experience, as a story, than a game.
Yeah.
Like, the game here is not very good.
Yeah.
Like the rules, like the rolling, the lot of luck, the randomness, and that is not very good. The experience, the story is what is making this game.
Absolutely.
So you have to have people that enjoy that, and I would suggest playing it with 4 players, so that all of you can play 1 character each and get the feel of the game like the designers and they intended it to be. So I would not suggest playing it with 2. And 3 might be fine, but 4 is absolutely the best.
Yeah.
And we played it with the 4 same people, all of the cases, which made it more special, which I think will make the game better.
Yeah, absolutely. We can like relate more to the situation we're in, and like in the final scenario, we can think back to the first and say, oh, it was because of that and this and him and her. I don't know. I just love it, but I don't know if it's... I know it's not my favorite game anymore, but it's one of my favorites.
I know you know as well, which is the point of this video.
But it has a special place in my heart.
So we're down to the Time Stories talk is done.
Yeah.
So my number 9 though was my number 9 last time, for 2 years ago, 2018.
Yeah.
And it is the Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic file. It's still really, really good. We just did a review of the new version, which was but you can watch it. That was like the short version of that review. Was meh, but you can watch the whole thing if you want to. It's still just a fantastic game. It's still one of those games that I would always want to play at 2 players, and it's one of those that is a great at 2 players. It was the first game that got us really into, or got you over the edge of playing more complex game, and also showed me that I could play games that I could have fun with and didn't have to explode my brain, because that was the games I bought. Like, we played so many games that was too heavy for us that in the beginning, but this was a blast to play. You can't really say that, but go and watch the Dragon's Tomb if you haven't. But yeah, this is an amazing 2-player tile-line game. It is a dice rolling game, so there's some luck in it, but there's a lot of luck mitigation, and you can basically plan for the luck mitigation, basically. There's just so much stuff to do. A point salad, like the biggest point salad Felda's ever made. But such a fantastic game that I love. Castle Burgundy, my number 9.
Yeah, it's a super great game. One of our favorite Felds. Just all you said and a little more. Just trying to top you.
Yeah.
So my number 8, right?
Yes.
Is Bros Birmingham / Lancashire.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't decide. They're both so good. They both have a spot in our collection. Could you explain this game, please?
Bros is an amazing game, and I'm gonna tell the story again because I like it so much. I don't know if I had told it, probably in the reviews. But the thing about Bros, I always wanted to play it. We went to GotCon in Gothenburg in Sweden, which we used to do in the Easters, which is now, but we aren't going there this year because it isn't happening. So we went into a room and they had Bros, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna play that. And then it wasn't one of those rooms. It was kind of like, it's called a board game restaurant, where they teach you games. It's a fun little thing. They wear like chef's hats and everything. It's
super
fun.
cute.
It's strange, but they taught us Brass, and we played a 4-player game. It was amazingly fun. I was like, I need this game. This is great. Like, it looks so bad, but it was amazing. Like everything, the economic aspects, the planning of the routes, everything so good. Player interaction. Fantastic game. And I was like, I need this game. This was Saturday. We come home Monday, and the Kickstarter launches Tuesday for the new versions. I was like, it's the most perfect thing that would ever happen. So I didn't get a chance to go to buy the old version because this just landed in my lap. And I waited over a year to play it again. This is one of the Kickstarters where I was waiting for, like most Kickstarters I back and it just goes out of my mind, and then, oh, this is a game that arrives. It looks fun. But this was like waiting for it every single day of the year.
My story of that is a little bit different because you absolutely adored the game. Me, not so much. It went a little over my head there. But when we got it, oh gosh, it was so good.
It is.
And both the versions and the new versions look so good. The old one looks like crap. Yeah, but you haven't still talked about the game though.
Just I haven't. How I got
acquired it.
But yeah, we played it a lot. We played both of them like 6-7 times each. We played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bros is an economic game where you build canals, you build different factories, you transport goods, transport iron, transport coal over this, to build new goods, to build new factories, to deliver those goods to different places. Like in Lancashire, you deliver them to the docks. In Birmingham, you deliver them to different places in the country. And then halfway through the game, like you play basically 2 rounds of the game. So halfway through the game, you do a scoring, and then all of the canals go away and you start to build a railway instead. And then like
really
a lot of the things on the board, if you haven't upgraded enough, it will disappear. And then you'll have to like build up again. So you're going to try to get something out there that works and stays there, and other things that will go away and just score you a couple of times. And it is such a fantastic game, and it's like usually I don't care about story, I don't mean story, but history. I'm not a history buff, I don't care about history, but Martin Wallace is really cool in this. Like, he really goes into making his games historically accurate. I love the things I learned about this game. Like, all of the people who built these canals, and then right when they were finished, they started building the railroad that they never used the canals. So all of those manpower, all of those people using that time and just wasn't used nearly at all. That's really interesting. But it is, in its core, it's an economic game where you have to manage your money, which is harder because money is tight.
That is really cool.
And it's a fun game.
How you decide the first player of the round is who spent the last money.
The least.
Thank you. The round before. So you can basically set yourself up for 2 double turns.
If you're lost.
Yeah. So that is super cool. I also like Yeah, maybe I'm more in the mood for like Birmingham most of the time, but in one of the versions you have to have beer. And
That's Birmingham.
Yeah, and I'm not always in the mood for beer. It's like that much more complicated, I think.
It adds like you have to have beer to be able to deliver, and it gets harder and harder to do that. So it's
super good, both of them.
It's tighter and it's kind of more. It's kind of a more meaner player interaction in that, because you can snag away that beer from somebody and they really need it for delivery. So you have to plan even more where you put your beer and where you have it so you can deliver it yourself.
Yeah.
So a fantastic game. That's Bros Birmingham / Lancashire.
Yeah.
So next
a little
up,
cheat for me.
It's my number 8. Which was my number 8 last time.
Oh.
And that is Nations.
Cool.
This is, like it's always like the big debate of Through the Ages and Nations. You haven't played Through the Ages, like a bit on the app. Like we played through some of it on the app.
Yeah.
But I played it once and I like it. But Nations will always be like the Care Bear civilization game for me. Like I love this game a lot. It's not like you have the wars and all of that, but it's not as mean as True the Ages can be. True the Ages is more like, I'm going to attack you now in this war, and you have to build up all that military power. But I love that game, but Nations will just always have a special place in my heart, and it is still a fantastic game, one I would always say yes to play. If you have the time, basically, which we don't usually have.
Because it
I remember I remember a 5-hour game in the middle of the night when we did like the Extra Life 24-hour marathons a couple of years, and we played that 5-player game in the middle of the night.
Sleeping between turns.
I fell asleep, almost every time it was my turn. I wake up like, I have no idea, I'm just going to move this guy here and get some things. But this is a great game. It's a game where you have to build up an engine of different cards. You have to get military power. So it's kind of like it's a card-driven game, but you also have this worker placement thing. So you need coins to buy the cards, and then you need workers and coal or stone, I think, stone or coal, I don't remember, like resources to use your workers on the different cards, and they will give you food, which you need to feed the workers. They will give you balance, which you need to also, you can get some workers that use balance, and also to win wars and not lose as much resources during the wars. If you're not into warfare, you have to plan all of this together and move them around. You're spending as little resources as you can because resources are tight, and it is a fantastic civilization game, even though it is basically just cards. It's a very good card-driven game.
Yeah, I have like decided for myself in the beginning when we started gaming that civilization games aren't for me. This is actually one that changed that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can do my own thing here. I don't have to necessarily build my military just because some other jerk does so.
Have you ever done military in this game?
Yeah, I have
like
actually.
Once. Yeah, the last time we played, you did that.
No, I do so like from time to time, but you can also go for just having a balanced, what do you call it? Empire. I don't know.
Yeah.
So then you don't get affected by the war. I don't know how the logic of that works, and then if you can start also wars like really low and just use your money on that, so you automatically win the war yourself with tiny soldiers.
Like one guy standing there, I'm gonna attack you now.
And you have a war of like 40. Yeah. So I really like Nations as well.
That's my number 8. It's Nations time. Number 7!
So my number 7 is Detective, a modern crime board game. This is new to the list. Bros, Birmingham and Lancashire was also new.
New to the list, yeah.
So these are new. Detective, we just talked about this.
Yeah, this was in my last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And you're going to do so you don't look at my list again.
Super solid story game. You're a detective, obviously.
17.
17.
Yes.
We just talked about this
in
great length. Go watch the last video. We both adored this game. We are looking forward to playing lots and lots of more of it.
Yes.
It's just being a part of and exploring yourself, like playing a role in a crime series.
CIA, like CSI, not CIA, that's the real thing. CSI, that's the TV show.
So go check it out if that sounds interesting to you.
And if it doesn't sound interesting to you, you don't have to check it out because there's so many games.
Yeah, you can do as you like.
If you're watching this right now and you want to play Detective, then Portal actually has a free case on their website. I don't know, like they have one free case, I know, but I think they've added some more because of the stay-at-home play games, basically. So if you go to Portal's website, you can basically print out a version of the game and try that at home.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's super cool.
So do that.
Yeah.
So
Even if
that,
you're not interested, just do it. Yeah.
So my number 7 then is going to be a new game. It is about a place
Okay.
and a sort of metal.
Metal place? I don't know what that is.
It's Bros Birmingham.
Oh, yeah, okay. A metal place. Yeah, that was clever.
Metal place. So yeah, Bros Birmingham is my number 7.
Yeah.
It's the first crossover of the... So this is not really interesting because we both guess 6. So it's not going to be like, who's going to win? It's going to be either both of us or
So it's
none.
a co-op game.
It's a co-op game.
This is
I
a
love
co-op
those.
game. Yay.
So yeah, my number 7 is Bros Birmingham for all the reasons we just talked about.
Yeah, so this is gonna be another really
Number
exciting
6.
one. My number 6.
I'm excited for this. This is fun. I hope you enjoy this because this is like the most exciting thing. Even though like the top 10 might not be the most interesting thing, because if you have watched all the other ones, you might know a lot of this because if you follow us, you might know a lot of these because you hear us talk about games here and there. But if you're new here, you will maybe get some like, oh, they like this game. But anyways, I hope you enjoy watching this because it's just fun to talk about great games.
Yeah, I agree. So my number
back to the list. I just
6,
had to
right?
say something. Yeah.
So this was my number 8 last time. What was your number 8?
My number 8 was a game called Nations.
And that was also your number 8 last time, right?
Yes.
So my number 6 now, number 8 last time, also Nations.
It would have said like, it is Dungeon
Something
Roll.
else.
Like, it's like, you my number 6 last time, number 8 now is actually
Yeah.
a game. Yeah, so Nations. So
Nations,
so
yeah.
it was a crossover dance last time.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no crossover dance for you
Nope.
people so far.
It's
So yeah,
jumped up a few spaces for me. It's still a super good game.
it is.
Yeah.
That's Nations.
Yeah.
Number
Partly
6.
because Time Stories has bumped down.
Yeah. Everything else will just shift
Yeah.
up. So the rest is the same. So my number 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 6 was my number 18 last time.
Oh, so it's bumped up a lot of spaces.
It has, and
Aye.
like it's always hard to say why, but we just recently played it. It's a fantastic game, one that every time I think about it, be like, that is a good game. It has already been in your list.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is about having some people that can cut some stuff if you need them to.
Lingnam.
Yes!
The Sawyers.
The
that
Sawyer,
I couldn't remember
yeah.
the name of.
So you need the Sawyers to solve the things. So Lingnam is a fantastic, heavy, brain exploding game where you go into it and you be like, okay, this is going to be 2 hours of excruciating pain. But you do it as well, but you do it anyways because it is fun. And it makes me happy because I really like this game. I just feel like I just talked about this because it was at the end of the last one.
Yeah, and you had to explain it because I was just like, you cut stuff and then you plan work. Yeah.
that was actually the whole thing.
Yep.
So go back there and see more about it. It's a very
His
heavy game,
amazing explanation of it.
but it is a very good one.
Number
Top
5.
5.
Top 5. This has stayed at the exact same spot as last time. Number 5 last time as well. This is my favorite Uwe Rosenberg game.
It is A Feast for Odin.
Nope, that was in the top 10.
I know, I just hoped you pushed it up.
That would be really weird to see that game like 2-3 times.
Da-ba-da-bam.
It's at the Gates of
The
Loyang.
Games of Loyang, the new game from Uwe Rosenberg.
At the Gates of Loyang. This is, I think there is some nostalgia here as well. It might be some factor to the reason it's so high. wow.
That sentence was great.
It's pretty high. It's amongst my top 5 games of all time, so yeah.
Yes, we know that.
I'm just getting to the point.
What is this game? The Games of Loyang.
It is a really cool game. You've already talked about this.
I have, but it's quite a while ago.
Yeah, but you have it in the top 50.
Yeah, but I think people
place.
want to know what it is about. Do you know, what is this game about?
I just played this game. I had to explain it myself. So I should know this by now. You're trading vegetables is the word. So you're growing crops and then you harvest them and then you try to sell them to customers. You have both regular that will come back to haunt you every round, begging for more things.
The same things every single day.
And you also have these casual customers who just like need these 3 things and then they're off to another place. And you can also have these market stalls where you're trading stuff and also
vegetables mostly, not just stuff.
Yeah, vegetables is the word.
Which the game is about.
You can also have these special helpers that just do some special actions for you and makes your life a little easier. But the thing about this game is that basically each round you play 2 cards. And that can be one of those 4 things I mentioned, like a helper, a market stall, or a customer. And you also have to take your vegetables and also plant them to more crops. So like deciding what to do with your vegetables and when and how to distribute them and which cards to get is really, really tight. And you also get like 15 points in total in this game. But I really like it.
So yeah, the thing that's really cool about this game is like the timing.
Yeah.
Because you harvest 1 crop from each field each round. So you have the time like, okay, I need that, and you cannot keep them from round to round, right?
Yeah.
You can keep a couple of them. I think
You
keep
can
like a couple.
you can upgrade your shed and
Yeah,
then
so
you can keep
like
4,
Okay,
but
yeah.
otherwise you can keep 1.
Yeah, so it's kind of this timing of I don't need to plant all of this and I can't use it for anything. But it's a very, very good game. I already had it on the list. That is The Gates of Loyang.
Yeah.
So we are up at the top 5 games of all time. This is amazing. My number 5 you have already talked about earlier. It was my number 17 last time. It is Madeira, Madura, Madeira.
Yeah.
It's Madeira from What's Up Games, not What's Up Games. What's Your Game? I should know the name because it's one of my favorite publishers. What's Your
Yeah.
Game? Paolo and
You know.
Nuno and Paolo made this really great brain-burning game where you use dice as workers, basically as a worker placement game. You can use pirate dice and get pirates and get negative points. It is a fantastic game. I really love the kind of make your own scoring, which is there, like the things we talked about earlier, like the make your own scoring. I think I really appreciate in games, actually. It's might be one of my favorite mechanisms, like the deciding what will score me during the game and at the end of the game, which you also do here, and you have to try to get the best ones that works for you and compete with the others for the ones that doesn't work for you so that you get the ones that actually you can score. It's a tight game, one that I would love to play more, and that's my number 5.
Yeah, that was my number 15. So I obviously like it a lot as well. You gave a great explanation for it last time as well, because I couldn't. So yeah, it's a superb game.
So that's my number 5.
Yeah.
4 to go. Number 4.
My number 4 has also stayed at exactly the same spot as last time. We've already talked about this, so this is then our 3rd crossover. It's the Castles of Burgundy.
So it's the 3rd. So it is
Castles of
Brass
Burgundy.
Nations, Castle of Burgundy.
Yeah. So it could be 6 crossovers if the last 3 are
see.
crossovers. I'm kind of
I
down.
have 4 left.
You have 4 left. Okay, then it makes sense. Yeah, then it can still work.
I also have a top 50, not only top 49.
Yeah.
So yeah, Castle of Burgundy.
Yeah, Castles of Burgundy.
We already talked about that. Just if you already forgot, you can go back and watch it.
Yeah.
In this video. So
Yeah.
really easy to find. So that is your number 4.
Four. Yeah.
4. So my number 4 was my number 14.
Yeah.
So-
So a lot of these has risen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
My number 4 was my number 14, and it is a game called Vinyos.
Oh, that is high.
Have you already had it?
It isn't in my top 50 at all.
Oh, and you were surprised it is in my top 50?
No, not in your top 50. I just thought you have already
Talked
spoken
about it,
about
yeah. No, Vinyos is an amazing game from Italo Serra.
God.
He's one of my favorite designers. He is amazing, and this game might be like his tightest game for me. Like it feels so tight. Like in the beginning of the game, like okay, we're gonna have 9 or 10 actions. I don't remember exactly how many it is. It's so few actions throughout the game, and after like 2 actions, you have to do another exhibition of the wine you made, and you have to do all this and get it crammed into like this very, very few actions. I love this kind of game where you have to get the bonus actions. You have to do that We have the Eagle Griffin version, so we have both the 2016 version and 2010. Play that as well. Really like the 2010 with the bank. I really love that. Adds a bit more complexity to it. It is an amazing heavy game from an amazing designer. I don't care about wine, but I like to make it in this game, not in another game, but in this one.
Yeah, that was great. This was one of the games that almost made my top 50, and it's just, this game makes me hate myself.
Which is what games should you?
Yeah, so I don't know why this isn't on the top 50, but Lingnum is. But both of them crush my soul. But I don't know. This is still a really good game. It just didn't make the cut this year.
Yeah. There's so many games, but this is an amazing game. I love it. It's called Vinios. It is my number 4. So we're up to top 3. Number 3, it's top 3 time. These are the top 3 best board games of all time according to Board Gaming Ramblings, which is us. It's the two of us. We have this YouTube channel, if you haven't realized that yet.
Great. So I think we are wrong, but we most definitely are.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. My number 3 is also staying at the same spot. It's Lisboa. So another great game from a really great designer. Vital Lacerda.
What happened there?
And my brain went into name finding mode.
Okay, so again, by Vital Lacerda, it's kind of like you're kind of like getting him out like Vital Lacerda, like channeling Vital Lacerda.
Yes. Yeah, I just couldn't find his name, and then I found it. Super great game. This is also crushing your soul a little bit in the beginning, but then it gets better. This is one of the heavy games in our collection that is really, really horrible in the beginning, but then it gets better. Lingnum doesn't get better. Vinios doesn't get better. This actually gets better. I love that.
And I feel like the other ones do as well, but it's like you feel it has like a longer curve, so you get to the point where you're like, oh, I have money now. I have stuff.
I can do stuff.
I can actually get stuff done.
It's super tight even though. So you're in Lisboa after this huge earthquake, fire, tsunami.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
I think so.
Hurricane? No, I don't know.
No,
I think it's tsunami.
Yeah.
And you're building up the city, and you're basically just playing a card.
It's like, it's exactly the same game like Concordia. You just play a card and do what it says.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything. You have to remember it. And if you place it here, it'll do something else. I think if you place it there. And then if you do that, you can choose to do that other action. If you do that action, you can then choose to go over here. And you can visit this guy. And if you visit that guy, he will get you to do this bonus action that you can put over here. And when you do that extra action, you can actually get 2 coins, which you can then buy something. And you can move it over here. And then you actually go here and you you faint and then you wake up again and you continue.
And then you kind of ended up with fewer resources than you started with.
Then you just get a new card and the turn is over. Super simple game.
Yeah, but thinking about it, I want to play it again. It's so brilliant. All the little mechanisms work great together. When you get them, you have this little leaflet is like under...
It's 9 pages long, the Play
this is a book.
Playwright book, it's called that.
It's super great that it's there because it's a lot of symbols that you have to like look up sometimes. And he also has a few like tips and tricks and money, how to get it and how to use it.
He does that in all this game, like how do you get this, why do you use it, and that makes it easy to play.
And I really like how you're kind of building up towards what you want to do, and then in the beginning it seems so hard. You're like using 3 resources to get 4 back if you're lucky, but in some magical way you can do stuff in the end. I really like it.
That's Lisboa.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game. So my number 3 then is my number 4 last time. It's Lisboa.
Cool. So we actually have a crossover.
Crossover dance. We're only using one hand. You need two hands for a crossover dance.
I didn't want to lose my list.
Oh, so you lost the crossover dance. I win! Boom! I don't know how you've been
This
a
is
dance.
a co-op game.
It's a
we
dance
just talked
off.
about this.
No, but it was a dance off, the co-op dance, the crossover
if
dance.
If I had
off.
known that, I would have
It's
done
too
a better
late.
job.
It's too late. We
Who are
can't
the
take
judges?
it again.
I want to complain.
Someone in the comments will be the judges. See, we are
So
on
we
the
had
internet.
our first like
Actual
real crossover.
So we are at the top 2 games of all time. This has been a great ride. We like doing this. We might not do it every year because probably it's going to be like quite boring to do it next year because it might be almost the same list. But 2 games are left.
But what? I don't get this.
No, you don't.
This.
Just do your picks.
Okay, so my number 2 has also stayed at the exact same spot as last time. What is this? Okay, it's Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
We're playing this a lot right now. We're having so much fun. Yeah, you're also thinking.
What is your
I'm
number
thinking
1?
so hard right now. Yeah.
No idea.
But Gloomhaven
Gloomhaven.
is the best, I don't know, dungeon crawl-ish game that I've ever played. It has a really cool, the story in itself isn't like wow,
I like it.
That it is a story, and then you actually like can retire a character and like progress a new one and explore so many different scenarios with so many different characters. It just like gives you a motivation to move on and just discover more and more about this world and the races and the characters you're playing and leveling them up and like and there's also like coins that you can grab to when you're in the scenario, so and battle goals that you want to fulfill for yourself. That gives you like this, we need to go off and like hammer this guy, but I want to grab this coin, so you guys do that. I'm just over here. I really like this game. What I really love about it, because we started getting into Descent, second edition, before we got
played it a couple of times. Yeah.
Heaven, and we really liked that.
Yeah.
But when I got Gloomhaven, just like, I don't need to play Descent ever again.
Ever again, no.
Because this
They're very different, like they're very different games.
Yeah, but it just, this ticks off the box of the dungeon crawler I need in my life.
Yeah, but Gloomhaven is like, it's a very hardcore game, like, because it's a lot of rules, there's a lot of little things, and you need to play it a lot to get the value out of it. Like, I would never sit down and play Gloomhaven once with somebody. I would never play Gloomhaven and say like, oh, we're gonna play this game once. It wouldn't make sense. Like, it's a campaign game.
Most fun when you know your cards in and out and can just like boom.
Yeah, that's one thing, but like the progression, like I love the core game here. I love the dungeon crawl. I love the tactical card play. I love that.
Dice in combat.
I love all of that, but the thing that makes me come back to Gloomhaven is the progression, the legacy elements, the things I can unlock, the mysteries, and all of that stuff, which makes the game fun for longer, basically.
Yeah.
If it was just the core game, I would have played a couple times. But like, yeah, this is fun, but it's just another co-op game. But it wouldn't be a good co-op game.
Yeah.
But because of all of this around it, the story and all of that, is what makes me come back.
Yeah.
That's your number 2. Gloomhaven. So my number 2 then is the best number. It was my number 3. It's the best. It was my number 3 last time. Don't look at my list.
I'm not looking.
It was my number 3 last time. It is the best game by Uwe Rosenberg. It is A Feast for Odin.
Of course.
It is an amazing worker placement game, one that you had too low on your list. It is a great game with so many different strategies, so much stuff to do, 60 billion different action places. The expansion makes it even better. You don't need the expansion, but I would say like if you like the game, get the expansion because it makes it so much better. I just love almost everything about this game. I would play it, not every day, but I would play it a lot if I had the chance, and if you liked it more than you do, you would like it, you would play it. I really like this game. It's an amazing game. Go check it out, basically. My number 2 of all time, the amazing worker placement goodness of A Feast for Odin.
So A Feast for Odin was my number 16, so I also like it a lot.
But not good enough.
No.
So we are now down to the top 1 game of all time.
Yeah, but you can't have them both there.
And it's going to be fun, so let's do yours. I have no idea what your number 1 is.
No. I've gone a totally different direction. This is a new game to my entire top 50.
At your number 1. Like, what can this be? I have no idea. Like, I have literally no idea. Have you played this game?
Yeah, I've played this
So
game.
it's not Feudum.
Um,
Like, what can it be? Like, I have no idea right now. I'm at complete loss. Like, everything that should be here is here, and you're saying it's a new game. What can it be? You have had that already? You that?
Orlean Stories.
No, I know it's not only on stories, but that joke is done. That
No,
joke
I
is
just
done
had
now.
to, but yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fine. It's just
This
like
has jumped up and down while I was making this list. Because I have so many golden favorites in my top 10 already. But when people have asked me this question, lately I have been unable to answer, and I have thought of this game every time, and I was just like, yeah, but I really like this game so much, and I really want to play it again. I think it's like the perfect game, almost, if it even exists. I just dragged this out, so you really have to want. Yeah, I don't remember the year. Bruxelles 1893.
wow.
I really like this game. It's just, we talked about it in the last videos as well, because you had it in your top 20, right? And when you talked about it, all the different mechanisms, go and check that last video out, because I kind of not explain it as well as you did. All these different mechanics come together so perfectly. And I haven't seen it done so well in any other game. And I just love the simplicity yet complexity of this game. I just feel like this is almost as close to a perfect game as I feel that I can get.
Wow, yeah.
You didn't expect this.
I didn't. It wasn't on my radar. Like, I wouldn't even think it would be here. But yeah, it makes sense. It's a very, very good game. I cannot add to this. Like, it's crazy. But
this
wow.
might drop again, but I just had so much fun the first time I played it. I was like fully into it. We instantly went and bought it, and every time we have played it after that, it just hasn't disappointed me yet. The card game that recently came out, forget that. This is the real deal. Go get it. If you haven't checked it out, just do it. It's just perfect. Yeah. So that is my number 1.
And my number 1, then, this is actually quite fun. Because if you look at my list, you see it wasn't my number 1 when I wrote the list into this book.
Oh,
and then I scratched it off and I added it to the top. Because my number 1 is Gloomhaven.
But where was it before you...
It was my number 6 before, like when I made this list. So when I wrote it down here, I did that 4 weeks ago.
So then Feast for Odin was your original?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, but then we started playing it again, like, because we didn't have anything to do, because Whole Life is now. And we have played the game now 30 times in 2 weeks. And I just remembered how fun it was.
Yeah,
and we have played really 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, and it's still fun. And we actually beat the campaign. Like, we beat the last mission of the campaign. Woo! Which is something I never thought we would do. And this is just, it's not a perfect game. It has some flaws here and there. I'm looking forward to Frosthaven to see that. But the thing about this game that makes it so good for me is it's just the package, like everything. As I just said when you talked about it, the card play and the actual gameplay is very good and fulfilling and fun and rewarding. But if it wasn't for the actual getting the experience, like if it was just a one-shot, I wouldn't be interested. I would think like, oh, this is clever, this is good. But the leveling up, getting new abilities, new cards, new perks for your attack modifier deck, then retiring a character, opening a new character that will feel vastly different to play. There's 16 different characters in the box, so much stuff to unlock, so many scenarios to unlock. There's so many mysteries, things I won't go into detail because of spoilers, but there's just so much stuff that you can do that's crammed into this box. It is the best value for money for any game I've ever played. And if you go and see like at Frosthaven now, it's like $100. That's super duper cheap. I paid $80 for Gloomhaven. We have played that game for over 250 hours, which is a lot of time. And it's like, there's no game we have that we spent less money on than Gloomhaven, basically. Even though with all of this stuff I added in to organize it and everything, this is just a splendid game. Like, everything together makes this a package. And it's strange, like in a list you see, I don't think except for like Detective, I don't think I have any co-op games on my top 50. And this is a co-op game. It's like a pure co-op game, but it is so good at everything. Although I have Pandemic Legacy and a couple of Legacy games, but this is like it's a Legacy game. It's Legacy Light because Legacy is so slow, but it feels like a Legacy game. But because you feel like you are making a legacy, you feel like you are forming this world, you feel like you are making decisions, branching storyline. This is Skyrim, the board game. This is just an open world game. You can go, I'm going to go into this crypt now and kill some people just for fun. And well, not people, but oozes, and that's not fun. But it's horrible. But just like, I just love this game. And that is why it is my number one of all time, Gloomhaven. And I guess you have questions now.
Yeah. Where is Time Stories?
It's not here.
Yeah, I figured that much.
Okay, so next. No, okay,
but
so
it's completely fallen off your top 50 in whole.
It
because
has.
I have been looking for it.
It has, and there's a couple of reasons. And Pandemic Legacy is kind of in the same category, which in which I will never play it again.
Yeah.
That is one thing.
Yeah.
And it also offers so many years of fun, and I really loved it. And it would be like, if we were doing honorable mentions, it would be like on the top of there. Like, it would be like, this is a game I love, but it's not in my top 50 anymore. And it is basically because of the letdown, basically. I'm not going to go into it, but like, after so many years, it let me down. And it doesn't stop me from having fun with all of the memories and everything of that. But it's not a game I will never play it again. And we will see if the new one will go into the top 50 next time. So it didn't feel like it needed a spot, basically. And if it would be here, it would be low because it would be more like, this was a great experience and I loved it. But as the top 50 games of all time, it's not there.
Yeah, I see your reasons.
Yeah.
I disagree, obviously, because I have it in my top 10.
And I knew you would, basically. And I knew you would be surprised and sad and angry.
I kind of... It was more likely that you pushed that down than Gloomhaven. So I wasn't surprised by that. But I was surprised that it's completely out of your top 50 because it was so high. But I get that you can only have this experience once. Yeah. We can't go back and like play this.
And get the same experience.
But but like for you that haven't played this yet, go play it.
It's an amazing experience.
Amazing. I just going back to Gloomhaven for a little while. I really love the universe that Isaac has created with these, not like orc and fairy, no, elves. Yeah,
there are fairies here.
He's made new races. Yeah, and like this, I just really like being in his imagination. Really.
And even though they are like kind of similar, like if you look at them, you can say like, oh, this is a dwarf and this is that and this is that. I like the effort. Like, Gloomhaven wouldn't be as interesting if it was just high fantasy setting.
Yes, I agree.
It wouldn't be as fun, and I love that. And I cannot wait to dive more into it. Like the everything is interesting. Like, I love the world. I love the world building. To think that one man almost has made this by himself is just crazy. Of course, he would have developers and other people that made some scenarios, but just that man is amazing. That man.
Yeah. I feel like these all these scenarios that we have just played of it has affected my view of the game. Yeah. It bumped a few places before I made my final list now. So I'm happy we actually got to finish it.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed making this list. Yeah. And also playing a lot of Gloomhaven.
Yeah, and it's fun to do lists. So lists will be more lists. We have 2 more list plans in April, I think, so there's going to be more lists going on. So,
and I'm already hyped for next year. I've been hyping you. I'm hyping all of us.
And we might not do it, so it will be even more hyped the next time after that. But we'll see what happens.
What?
No, didn't you listen when I talked earlier then?
No.
I said like it might be boring to do this every year because it will just be like 90% the same.
Oh yeah, we'll wait and see.
It
Time
depends.
will
Like,
show.
especially if this year ends up being slow games-wise, basically, because of events.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hope you have enjoyed this, and if you are still here, thank you so much. This week we're going to do a Every Game in the Collection that's going to come Wednesday, and then we have a live stream of a game on Friday, and you will soon see what that's on the channel. And that is the end of another video. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.